Hey guys, how's it going? Today's video is going to be a first impressions, trying on new makeup type of video. I posted a haul video last week where I showed you guys a bunch of new stuff that I picked up, so I wanted to film today's video showing me trying a bunch of it out for the first time. There is a new foundation, a new eyeshadow palette, highlighters, blushes, a bunch of stuff, and this is the look that I came up with trying out the new makeup. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing it. Let's jump into it. For foundation, I'm going to be trying out the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. Now, the whole idea behind this is if you use like 2 drops, it's light coverage, 3 drops medium, and 4 drops full, I believe. It was on the box, but I threw it away, so I hope that's correct. Mine is in the shade 05 Light. Now, I was thinking about this before I started. I'm curious if they mean, like, you see how that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like, is that what they mean for full coverage? Because I just do not see that happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just drop some on the back of my hand. That was like a lot of drops, guys. That was almost a full dropper. So hopefully this is full coverage. And I'm just going to start off by dabbing this onto my skin. It has a super liquidy consistency, like very, very liquidy, but like I'm gonna need even more than this, but I'm gonna start with that. So let's just take, this is a damp beauty sponge from NYX as well, actually. So I'm just going to start off by pouncing this into my skin. Okay, so that is with one thin layer. I actually do like the way that this foundation looks. It looks quite natural on the skin. It doesn't look heavy at all, but this is not full coverage, and I used almost an entire dropper full. And I mentioned in my haul video that this is 0.43 fluid ounces, so this is less than half of what you get with a typical foundation. So I'm going to do a whole nother layer on my skin just to see if we can get a little bit more coverage. So I'm going to do, I just did a whole nother kind of drop full, oops. But I'm going to again just go on top, but I really do like this consistency. It reminds me of the Bare Minerals Serum Foundation, actually. Like super, super lightweight, which I really love. Okay, so that second layer definitely provided more coverage, and I quite like the way it is on the skin. It almost has like a powdery finish to it. I don't think this is one that I will set with a powder, which is really kind of nice. I have been liking foundations like that lately. So now I'm going to apply concealer, but I actually don't have a new one, so I'm just going to do this quickly, but I will be using the NYX Gotcha Covered. Okay, I also filled in my brows because I don't have a new brow product to try out. But moving along to this guy, I'm a little bit nervous for this. I'm not much of a cream contour type of gal, but I wanted to give this a try. This is the NYX Wonder Stick Highlight and Contour in 04 Universal. So when I purchased this, you guys, I thought this shade was an actual like concealer, but it's not. It's more of just like a light kind of like shimmery highlighter. There's a little bit of a satin sheen to it. So I'm not going to be using this side quite yet. I'm going to try to put this like, well, actually, I'm going to try it. Let's face it. Let's just try it. So this is the type of product I'm assuming we're going to have to work with quite quickly. So what I'm going to do is take this side, the contour side. I'm just going to use that same beauty sponge that we used for foundation, but I am going to re-wet it. And I'm just going to take some of this thermal water from La Roche-Posay and just spray it like that, because I feel like this is the type of product I'm really going to need some moisture to help blend it out. So I am just going to take this, guys, I'm scared, and we're gonna go right like that. Ooh, that actually feels really creamy. So I am going to quickly go like this, I think. Okay, that kind of looks nice. That's like a nice, like, subtle contour. On this side, I'm going to try to use a brush, though, because I think there was maybe some foundation left on this brush and kind of covered it up. So let's try this again. Okay, yes, this was much better and actually kind of left the product on my skin rather than just disappearing. So I'm going to add a little bit more back to this side. I think this beauty sponge would have worked if it just wasn't, didn't already have foundation on it. So that's why I think I like this brush. But I'm actually surprised, you guys. This is blending out really nicely, this cream contour stick. I am pleasantly surprised. I never contour my nose because I have like an oddly small nose, but I'm just going to put a little bit on the sides there just to see. And a little bit on this kind of temple area up here. Guys, this is going nicely. I'm actually surprised. I thought this was just going to be a disaster. And since we have this other end of the stick handy right here, I think I should try it too. I'm just going to put a little bit right there. I'm still going to go in with a cream blush, but let's just see how that goes. See how it blends in. Should I switch again? Is there bronzer on here? Ooh, no. That one kind of pulled some of the foundation off. So my verdict is I actually like the cream contour side quite a bit. I think it looks good. I'm really into it. But the highlighting side, not so much. Did not enjoy that. And so far, the foundation actually looks really nice. It's not my absolute favorite. I feel like I had to use a lot of it in order to get full coverage, but it's nice. It looks really nice on my skin. This is absolutely something I will reach for again. I also am going to try to mix it in with foundations and whatnot to see about that. But yeah, it's good. For another cream product, we are going to be trying out this L'Oreal True Match Lumi Liquid Glow Illuminator Prime and Highlight. But this is actually like a very like warm blush shade for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit, ooh, that was a lot of it on my hand right there. And I'm just going to kind of like swirl that in a little bit so it's not so crazy. You guys, I put way too much on here. And then I'm going to take this little e.l.f. stippling brush, and guys, look, I fixed it. Remember I showed you last time it was broken? Put the handle back on, so that's good. And I'm just going to dab a little bit right onto my hand, and I don't want to have too much. So I'm just going to my whole hand is covered. Great. And I'm just going to go a little bit on my cheeks. Okay, but that went on really nicely. I like the way that looks. It's pretty. It has like a very like natural kind of flush, and I am going to go over all of this actually with some powder products, but I like it. It's like providing a nice base, and I just find using cream products like underneath powder products just makes your makeup last so much longer. And for me personally, I find by the end of the day, my blush and my highlighter especially are completely gone. So I kind of like using something as a base product. So I'm also going to, while we just have it right on over here, this pale one, I shouldn't say that, this light highlighter one. So this is the shade 201, the pink one, and this is 301 called Ice. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to be a lot more reasonable with the amount that I put on the back of my hand. And just using the same stippling brush, I'm just going to get off any of that excess. And then I'm going to put a little bit into the product, and again go on my cheeks. Now this shade will not be something that everybody likes. I happen to just love kind of like a cool toned icy pink highlighter. So I actually quite like this. Okay, so I now have put on all of my cream-based products, which is a lot, you guys. I haven't put on anything powder yet. Oh, that's untrue. After I put on concealer, I also put some Dermablend setting powder under my eyes. But so far, you guys, this looks so natural, and I could picture myself doing a makeup look, throwing on some mascara, or doing a makeup look like this, I should say, throwing on some mascara and heading out the door in the summertime, because it really just does have that like natural, fresh kind of vibe to it. But I do want to try out some other new products as well, because why not? This is the Lancome Star Bronzer in 03 Sunswept. This is a matte bronzer, and I am so excited. It has been so hard for me to not try this out. I was waiting to do it on camera with you guys, so I'm just going to take some on this kind of like big fluffy angled brush, and I'm just going to go back into that contoured area. But this is more of a bronzer, so I'm going in that contour area, but I'm just going in nice big motions so the skin is, you know, bronzy. That other shade is nice and cool tone, that contour one. This is definitely more warm toned. I do need to put a little bit of powder on my chin. There's just no avoiding it. I just can't, guys. I can't go on any longer. Now I want to show you guys this Maybelline Fit Me blush and how it applies, because I told you in that video that I had tried it out already and it was very, very sheer, but it's actually pretty. So I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to use another blush afterwards, but like if I just go lightly on my cheeks, I actually really like this because I feel like sometimes blush is the most beautiful when it is very understated, and this gives you exactly that. It's like a nude toned blush with such a sheer coverage, but you can see it's more so just, if anything, set those other two products like the blush and the highlighter in place. But I do really like it. I was a little bit tough on this product in that video. I was like, save your money, but I actually like it and I've been using it a lot. So I think I spoke a little too soon. But since I just want to try out lots and it's right here, we're also going to try out this ombre blush from NYX. This is another one I have already tried, but it is just so pretty. It's a beautiful peachy shade. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on as well, because apparently, you guys, I have a goal to put the most cheek products on my cheeks as possible. And I am going to take my damp sponge and just go over top of that whole cheek area, because this is getting to be a little bit crazy over here, guys. And then lastly, I'm not done with the cheeks, you guys. I'm going to take the NYX Duochromatic Illuminating Powder in Crushed Bloom because I want to show you guys how pretty this is. I'm just going to put this right over top of my blush. I am liking the way this is looking. I love that kind of lavender shift to the cheek there. But would I do this on a daily basis, like all of those different products layered up? Probably not, but I did like that contour one. I think for like kind of like special events and whatnot, that is something I would do. Moving along to the eyes, I am going to take my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I already know that I like this. I've used this a lot in the past, but I haven't owned it in a few years. So I got it again, which I'm excited about. This is just in the shade Original. And I like the consistency of it because it actually does dry down nicely and helps your eyeshadow last all day long, which I am in need of these days. So I am just applying this. I think I put too much on. What else is new? I'm just applying this, and then I am going to allow it to get a little bit tacky. I'm going to set it with the Dermablend powder, and then we'll be good to go for eyeshadow. I'm so excited to be trying this out. This is the first time I'm using it, you guys. This is another one I've been holding off to put my hands on, but this is the Audacity in Paris palette from Lancome, and I just think that it is so pretty. I love, love, love the shades that we have in here. It comes with this little brush here as well, which I just opened this up for the first time before starting this video, and just from feeling it off like firsthand, it actually feels really good, because a lot of times brushes that come in palettes aren't awesome, which you guys already know, but this like blendy side feels really good. So I'm actually going to take this brush, because we are going to put it to the test, and I'm going to go into this kind of mid-tone transition shade first and get my brush nice and loaded up and just put that into my crease area. So far so good. That blended onto my eyes super nicely. I'm going to go into the other eye, of course. This brush is decent. It's not bad at all. You see how it's kind of like pointy? I like my blending brushes to be a little bit more round. I find it makes blending a lot easier, but this is not bad at all. Like, I will use this brush, and it actually would be a good brush to have to go like directly into your crease area, but it is just not as like domed as I typically like my blending brushes to be. But yeah, this shade is really nice. I'm also going to take a little bit of this more like blush tone matte shade. There's a lot of kick up you can see here when I'm dipping my brush in. Not that I, hate that or anything. That's not like a huge deal breaker to me. You can see as I press into here, there's lots of stuff flying around. So just a heads up, everybody, just to let y'all know. Ooh, I really like this Dusty Rose matte tone. I'm going to take some of this light peachy matte kind of vanilla peach shade. I really like that. It is like a highlighting shade, but it is like vanilla peachy. I really like that. See all that? Oh, there's a lot of fallout with this palette. If that's something that bothers you, I would avoid, but to me, I'm not. I'm indifferent. If a palette blends well and it has good quality eyeshadows, I'm okay with some like kick up and powder. If they're difficult to blend and they make my life harder and there's tons of fallout, no thank you. The 3 shades I've tried so far are all of these matte ones, and so far, you guys, these are really nice, like pleasantly surprised over here. And what should we do? What should we do all over the lid? I think I just have to try out this shade right here, you guys. It reminds me of There's a color from MAC that is like expensive pink, I think it's called. This is so pretty though. This is like a corally peachy golden shade. I just love it. So first of all, let's try to apply it with the brush, with the flat side of the brush, and then I think I'll also just use my finger because that's what I would do anyway. Okay, not bad, but I mean, I think I just gotta go in with my finger. Yes. Yes, yes, I love shades like this. Goldeny champagne with a little bit of pink in there, peachy. Like this is a true kind of peach eyeshadow, and I love this. I'm gonna use this a ton in the spring and summer. And I'm actually just going to use that shade to kind of go into my inner corners here as well. Now, I'm not quite done with all over the lid, but I am going to take a little bit of these two shades, the two matte mid-tone shades we used in the crease, and just put that on my lower lash line. And then because I do want to try a darker shade in here, it is just so natural and comfortable for me to stick to the lighter shades, but guys, you gotta go for it. So I'm going to go in, which one shall we do? This kind of like dark taupe shade. I'm just taking on a little pencil brush, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on the outer corner of my eye to deepen things up and see if we really are that audacious in Paris. For my waterline, I'm going to take the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Hustle, which is a beautiful deep brown, and I think it's going to look really nice. Okay, my camera cut me off. It was very rude. But what I was doing was trying out this Perversion mascara from Urban Decay. I was saying it has a nice big wand on it, and I started application to this eye, and so far, let's jump back into this. It actually has a wetter formula than I was expecting. I thought it would be more dry. Which I tend to prefer actually. I think I like more dry. I don't really know, to be honest. Like, I think it just depends from mascara to mascara. First impression, this mascara is amazing. This was 2 coats. Like, this was me just dipping my brush into the tube twice for both eyes, and I got this type of volume and length. So this mascara, like, first impression, really like it. There got a few kind of little like flakies that flicked off the brush, which I'm not a big fan of, but that was just on this eye. You can kind of see right there, just that eye, not this eye, so I don't know if that's just user error. Very possible. But yeah, this mascara, hello. I have used this lip liner, but I'm going to just demonstrate it for you guys because I really like it. This is the Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner in 105 Nude Whisper. I really like the shade of this lip liner, and it glides on super easily, but it dries down matte, which is super enjoyable. And then I also wanted to show you guys the La Palette lip palette here. I don't know how I feel about these still, you guys. I've tried them a few times. They're so much more glossy than I was expecting, but they are very pigmented. So I just used this shade right here, this kind of pale nude one. This is like extremely nude. These are definitely more of a lip gloss, so make sure you are someone who enjoys kind of a glossy finish to your lips before this is something you consider purchasing, because when you look at it before you kind of dip your fingers in it, it looks like they're all going to have a very matte finish, but they actually do have more of a gloss to them once you actually get the product like warmed up and whatnot. This is a little bit too nude for my preference, so I'm also going to try out the NYX liquid lipstick, the NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick in Push Up. That is like the exact same color. I am just like the layering product queen currently. And I should actually also mention that I have used this before this video, and I do really like it. This formula I'm super impressed with. It's a true liquid lipstick, dries down, so it's a really good option available at the drugstore. But right now this lip, you guys, is just a little bit too nude for me. So I'm going to go back into the lip palette here from L'Oreal, and I'm going to try maybe this kind of like mauvey one over here. We are going to stop there because I could continue applying 9,000 lip products, but I think enough is enough. Alright guys, that wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed seeing me try out some new products and give you kind of little mini reviews as I went. If you didn't see anything in this video that you saw in the haul video, it's probably because I have another plan for it and I'm going to be doing like a specific video with it or something. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out. And thank you for subscribing because it really does mean so much to me. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!